Acknowledge Alliance. My name is Debbie Wiseth. I have taught at San Miguel School in Sunnyvale School District for the last 26 years. And wow, Sunnyvale is such an awesome place to work. There are so many benefits to being a Sunnyvale School District employee, but I think one of the greatest benefits is the relationship and services that we've gotten from Acknowledge Alliance. I want to say how very grateful and just how in awe I am of being recognized as the Forget-Me-Not Teacher of the Year, especially from such an inspiring institution or organization that you guys are. I know you work with so many people who are so deserving of this award across so many different schools in different districts in the Bay Area, and my gratitude is immense. So thank you so very much. I'm very touched. Sunnyvale has worked with Jean Hamilton, our amazing human Acknowledge Alliance liaison, for a number of years. And what do you say about Jean Hamilton? She embodies social emotional learning. She is an amazing support and has been amazing support at our school site at San Miguel for years. She is so valued and so appreciated here at our school site by so many different people, staff members, students, as well as administration. So Jean, a great heartfelt thank you goes out to you for what you do for us. Jean has done so many things for us. She has been a shoulder to cry on for so many teachers. She fills our buckets when our buckets are empty and dry. She helps us dig deeper when we feel like there's nothing else to give. She helps us dig deeper and see the best in ourselves so we can then give that to our students. She helps us personally. She helps us professionally. She meets with us one-on-one. She meets with us in groups. She comes to our classrooms and joins SEL lessons and talks with our students. She makes our students feel very valued. She makes our substitutes feel extremely valuable. She always has time for everybody. And that kind of person on our campus makes us feel seen and heard and cared about. She lets us know that we're humans, right? She reminds us we're humans. We're not just teachers. We're not robots. We're not just working, and that it's okay to feel what we're feeling, and it's okay not to have all the answers. It's okay to take a step back and to think and to feel and to know that maybe we don't have the answer now, but we'll get there. And I can say that she's an asset to our school site and our district. So from San Miguel School, Jean, thank you so very much. We have worked with, Sunnyvale School District has worked with Acknowledge Alliance in many different ways. We have had the great opportunity to have liaisons come in and teach our students lesson and work in a booklet that helps them record their thinking and their feelings to help them learn about their traits and their strengths, their weaknesses, their brain and how their brain works, and helps them to learn to manage their emotions and strategies to help them to become the students they want to be and the people that they want to be. Acknowledge Alliance has facilitated teacher groups in our district and has done so for a long time, and I've been part of those teacher groups. They're incredibly valuable, especially to be able to sit down and talk with other teachers that are feeling and experiencing some of the same things that you are, but also different experiences and feelings, and it's nice to be able to support those teachers. Acknowledge Alliance has worked one-on-one with teachers. They have supported us personally and professionally one-on-one, as well as in groups. Acknowledge Alliance has facilitated best practices in school settings. They've supported students in need or helped us support students in great need. They've supported our staff meetings and professional development. Jean has often sat in and done mindful moments with us, help us with just listening partners, being able to, what does that look like? What does that feel like? How does that help you? Constantly checking in, making sure that, is this working for you? What does work for us as a school site? And to continue, not to put something in place, but to make sure it's valuable for all of us. Students and staff have benefited greatly from working with Acknowledge Alliance, right? Acknowledge Alliance teaches and promotes so many valuable skills, such as, recognizing emotions in oneself and others, and how to regulate our emotions, recognizing what are our individual strengths and needs, and how do we teach that to our students, how do we teach respecting oneself and others, how do we appreciate differences in one another, especially when we work and live in such a diverse area. Learning how to goal set and setting realistic goals, not goals that we can't meet so we feel unsuccessful. Problem solving, decision making skills. How do we plan, right? Especially as students get older, when they're having to start planning things themselves. How do we build positive relationships when we're working with groups? How do we build positive relationships on the playground or with friends? How do we resist negative peer pressure? And we have that here, right? We have that, that's everywhere when students have to start dealing with that. And just what valuable lessons that we have learned from Acknowledge Alliance, and how to teach our students these valuable lessons. I know that some of the greatest learnings that I take away are, and one thing that I most value working with Acknowledge Alliance in Sunnyvale School District, is that Sunnyvale administration, our executive committee, our board of education, other teachers, staff members, they demonstrate, we see that they see us, that we, the individual, regardless of what position you hold on our staff, we are seen, we are heard, we are recognized. And that is so incredibly important, especially when we are in a system. Many teachers that I talk to in different districts in the same system do not feel that way, are not seen, are not heard, do not feel that their individualism is appreciated. And here in this district, it is. And that includes just like who we are, what our workload, who we're working with, are the students we're working with, what we're teaching. We matter. And I believe that Acknowledge Alliance has big impact on that belief system in our school district. So thank you, Acknowledge Alliance. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Sunnyvale School District. When I think about the outcomes from Acknowledge Alliance and what I have learned from teaching socio-emotional learning, there are some takeaways that I'd like to share. And one is that we are all perfect with our imperfections, but without the teachings from Acknowledge Alliance, I don't think we realize that or see that. And we need to see that in our students. We need to see that in other people. We need to see that in ourselves, because no one is perfect. As a teacher, we meet and we work with, and we end up loving a diverse group of students and families for 9 months. And they bring with them their cultures, their individual personalities, their similarities, their differences. And without Acknowledge Alliance, without those teachings, sometimes we don't always appreciate what's brought to us in our classrooms and what we have sitting right next to one another in a classroom. Our students and social emotional learning really does teach kids to be empathetic, to be sympathetic, to be loving and gentle, and kind to others, and kind and gentle to oneself. If they can do that to them, if they can treat themselves that way and they can treat their fellow students that way, then everyone has an opportunity to grow themselves academically and be the student and the person they want to be. Another great learning that I've taken away from Acknowledge Alliance is that, I first started teaching, I had my own agenda. Now I don't necessarily have my own agenda. Yes, I have my lesson plans, what I need to teach, what are my focus lessons, what are priority standards that I need to teach. But when I walk in my classroom each day, I also realize that I can't only focus on my agenda. I need to make sure that my students, my classroom, the people in my classroom are seen and heard, and that they have an opportunity to share and learn about social emotional learning, so they can again then be that student and person they want to be the very best that they can be, and to feel good when they're here. Often they come and they're not always feeling that way for whatever reason, not only things that happen at home, but things that happen with friendships. So yeah, I've learned to change my outlook and how I approach my students because of Acknowledge Alliance. So with that being said, I just want to say thank you again for this wonderful honor of being awarded the Forget Me Not Award for Acknowledge Alliance. And thank you, Acknowledge Alliance, for being part of Sunnyvale School District. And I pray that Sunnyvale School District continues working with Acknowledge Alliance in years to come, because I feel that it is just one of the greatest assets and one of the greatest gifts that we get here in Sunnyvale. Thank you so much.